Hello, friends. One of the unusual features about golf as a sport is, and I like it a lot, is that even though we want to win, we all want to help our friends to play better. And it's true, and probably true of all sports, that you really can't feel what other people can see. And so their perspective, even if they're not better golfers than we are, can be helpful. So at the risk of upsetting people, you don't want to do that. I suggest that you limit yourself to making a remark every third or fourth time you see something that you'd like to say something about. These are the things that you look for, particularly if somebody's slicing. Now we know what slicing is. It's a violent bend to the right that usually loses the ball, particularly with a driver. And of course, the driver, unfortunately, is going the fastest of the clubs that we have and the most likely to lose the ball. So if you're helping somebody to not slice anymore, you're really helping them. So here's what to look for. The best place to be standing is the safest place when somebody's playing golf, which is at 2 o'clock. So there's 12, 1, 2. And the first thing that you can see from there that would be a clue about why they're slicing is the way their left hand is gripping the club. If the thumb's on top and you can see all the fingernails, or you can see that they can see all their fingernails, that's what is called, somewhat ambiguously, a weak grip. And it contributes in a way that I'll show you in a moment, because the next thing you look at is the arm. And we're symmetrical beings, and it's very tempting to stand level shoulder, vertical spine. But if this elbow is the way Ben Hogan, a wonderful champion, advocated, with the elbow looking down, it doesn't work out well. He didn't want to hook, he wanted to fade the ball. Well, the rest of us would prefer not to go to the right. So look then at the elbow, and if the elbow is looking back past the left hip, that's an indicator of something. Now, as a consequence of that weaker grip and that elbow in that shape, the tendency is to roll the club on the backswing, rotating it to the right. Now, he thought that was a good idea, but again, he didn't want to draw the ball. So if they do indeed rotate like this and then lift up, at the top of the swing, as they call the portion where the club is above the shoulders, the club face will be hanging down, as Lee Trevino called washing on a line, and the back of the left hand would have the knuckles folded back toward where the wristwatch would be. That's a weak position, and from here it's highly likely that somebody's going to slice. Now there's one other contributing factor to watch for. If you watch, I mentioned earlier, their tendency, everybody's tendency towards symmetry. If their spine is perfectly vertical, which the ball position with the driver being farther left makes that not a good idea, then the tendency is during the backswing, because it's easier to finish the backswing, is to just shift the tailbone toward the right heel. It's an easy way to get the club up in the air. These things make a slice. So what do you do about it? You recommend that they reach down to their side and look at how their hands are hanging. The thumbs are turned toward the legs. Grip in that fashion. When they pick it up, they won't be able to see these fingers. Then on the arm, I would suggest that you gently encourage them to point their elbow toward the target. Not this one, but that one. And that does indeed raise the shoulder, lower this one, and put the tailbone more toward the left heel than the right. Just don't put all the weight on that side. And then keep in that shape as you swing back, and at the top of the swing, now all of a sudden the back of the left hand is more flat and the club face more parallels the left forearm. Then finally, say, swing at half speed and just gently hit the ball high and left for a few days, because that will give them confidence that they're not going to slice anymore, and then they can go faster.